The question says solve this equation. Solution. Okay, so for e raised to power 2x, okay, minus 7e raised to power x, okay, plus 10 equals 0. So what do we do from here? So let us look at e, okay, so let us have the same value of e, okay, so for e raised to power 2x as e raised to the power of x, okay, raised to power 2 minus 7e raised to power x, okay, plus 10 equals 0, okay. So since we have e raised to the power of x, raised to the power of x, so let us assume the letter of the alphabet to represent e raised to the power of x. So let us say y equals e raised to the power of x, okay. So it means we substitute y where we have e raised to the power of x in the equation, okay. So we have y squared, okay, minus 7. So for e raised to the power of x, we represent this with y, so times y, plus 10 equals 0, okay. So here we have this as y squared minus 7y plus 10 equals 0. So we can factorize this. So we have factorized it. We say 5y squared minus 2y minus 5y, okay, plus 10 equals 0, okay. Product of two factors that will give us 10, and sum of the factors that will give us this, okay. So from here we can group. Let's group this, okay. So when we group, so what we have that is common, so the highest factor here we can factor out with y. We have y into y minus 2, okay. So at this point we have this as minus 5. The highest factor I can factor out 5y and 10 is 5, so we have 5, okay, into y minus 2. So by the time you say minus 5 times y is minus 5y, minus 5 times minus 2, we have it to be positive 10, okay, equals 0. So since we have the same parentheses, okay, so let us connect this with this. So we have y minus 5, okay, y minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so for y minus 5 equals 0, so the value of y equals 5, and for y minus 2 equals 0, the value of y equals 2, okay. So when we come back here, we have y equals e raised to the power of x. For y equals e raised to the power of x, so when y is 5, so we have e raised to the power of x equals 5. What do we do from here? So we take the natural log of both sides. So we have x equals the natural log of 5, okay. So when we do this, we have x equals 0.609, okay. So the approximately value of this, okay, we have to be 1.61, okay. So when y equals 2, when y equals e raised to the power x, okay, so what do we do? For e raised to the power of x equals 2, so we take the natural log of both sides. So we have x equals the natural log of 2, okay. So when we do this, so we have x equals the natural log of this, okay. So we have it to be 0.69. The question says solve this equation, okay. So we have 5e to the power of negative 3x equals 42. So how do we do this? Solution. Okay, so we have 5e, okay, to the power of negative 3x equals 42, okay. So the first thing we do, we divide both sides of the equation by 5, okay. So we divide this by 5, this is out. So we have e to the power of negative 3x equals, so when we reduce this, we have this as 8.4, okay. So the next thing we do now is to take the natural log of both sides. So when we do this, we have this as minus 3x, okay, the natural log of 8.4, okay. So what do we do? So we divide both sides by minus 3, which is the coefficient of x. So we divide both sides by minus 3, okay. By minus 3 we have this to be cancelled out. So we have x equals minus the natural log of 8.4, okay, divide 3, Okay, so what's the approximately value of natural log of 8.4? Okay, so this should give us, okay, for 8.4, so we have, when we take the natural log of this, we have this as 2.128. Okay, so we have this as x, okay, equals, so for minus, so for the natural log of 8.4, okay, so we have this as 2.128 divided 3, okay. So when we divide this, so the approximately value of this, okay, so we have this as minus 0.71. Thank you very much.